Okay, so I thought I would do this video of something I saw on the news again. It was so weird. It was yesterday. But there was this man from Kentucky. So let me start signing, but I'll do the whole story. But he faked his own death so he wouldn't have to pay child support. So that a lot of signs and a lot of angry single moms out there, right? Okay, so there was this man there. So you're going to point to there in, or you could say, because he I don't know if he was there in Kentucky or if he's, but I know he's from Kentucky. And you just do the postal KY. You don't have to spell it KY. He's from, you could say, man from Kentucky there. He faked his own. Remember we did yourself? He faked his own. See, instead of your, you would do your. It's not, and it's not really himself. It's like, he faked his own. It's a two-word phrase. So a man from Kentucky faked, remember we did this as false, faked his own death. Why? And you ask a rhetorical question and you answer it. Why? And so this is why. This is the original why, but most people do why. Why? Or why? Why? You'll see it differently. Why? Because, and it's a check mark on your forehead, because he was trying, so try, attempt, try. He was trying to avoid, because you're going away from, you're going, falling, this is to fall behind or to avoid. He was trying to avoid paying child support. And how did he fake his own death? How did he fake his own death? Well, he was able to, I guess he's smart enough or he's skilled enough or both. Anyway, he accessed Hawaii's death registry. Now, remember this is a list, so a registry would be R with a list of names. And that registry shows who's died in that state. But he was able to access the doctor. Remember we did doctor? And his name, his username, and his password, because it's a real doctor. And he was able to have a death certificate signed or certified from that doctor. From is a harder sign, because you're thinking, really, is that hard? But it's an X, and you go, and it starts here, and you come back towards yourself from. And I don't know why that's from. I like memory minders, but I don't know why that one's from. Okay, so let me read this article. Let me see. So to make sure. But they said he confessed. So I don't know how he was caught, arrested, caught. But this is arrested. This could be caught. So you could say a caught and arrest all at the same time. So if you do this, you know that he was arrested. But he confessed why he did that. So he said yes, and he told them what he did. He was able to access, get inside, access. That's also for accessibility. So like death access, that's used a lot. Into the Hawaii State Death Registry, and he himself is there in Kentucky. Anyway, they arrested him. They sent him to court. F-hand shapes. Court because it's the scales. You're weighing it. The scales. He went to court, and they gave him a punishment, a sentence, because you wouldn't be a sentence because this is not grammar. So that's not ASL concept correct. So it wouldn't be a sentence. A sentence would be a punishment, right? So if you have a sentence of, so he has a punishment of 6, remember we did our numbers? 6 years. And you don't have to do it again and again. You just do 6 years. Wow. Well, and you can have a lot of discussion about that. But I want to make sure that I've told you the whole story. Here we go. It said that he completed a death certificate, like a questionnaire or a form, and he was faking that he himself was a doctor. And it said, and so so he had registered that his name as a deceased person, and now it's in all the government database. And so instead of spelling that out, this sign was configured a long time ago. So DB database. It's in all the government databases that he's dead, so that no matter where he moved or whatever, that it said that he was dead. So he was not required to pay any child support because a dead person can't pay child support. What a jerk. Anyway, to go that far. Okay. So this is the reason why I decided to have this discussion, is because he had stolen other people's identity. So that means that people that steal your identity, like social security numbers or your driver's license, it doesn't mean necessarily that they're going to go into your bank account and steal all your money, but sometimes they do. And sometimes people will use your identity to get a loan or what have you. But he did this to be able to get into a database so that he could fake his own death and pretended that he himself was a doctor to avoid paying child support. So he wasn't getting money from other people where he stole the identity. He was trying to access their identity for his own purposes. So I guess he was stealing money in a way, from his children, but it wasn't from, the person that he stole the identity. It was not their bank account. You understand what I'm saying? So the reason why I decided it'd be a good discussion is that's a huge, or I was going to say top reason, big, it's a huge reason why you need to protect yourself from identity theft. So be careful, they said, about your passwords, to change them frequently, to make them a little bit harder and not easy. I mean, some of mine are really easy. They're in a different order, and I write them down in my phone. I don't write them on a piece of paper, but in my phone. So if my phone is stolen, anyway, but I don't have any money. But it's your identity that he wanted. I mean, people couldn't borrow money from me, but if I was a doctor, he would steal the identity maybe to get a prescription, RX, and that is what a prescription is, RX, a prescription or something from a doctor. And this, he faked his own death. So it's really about identity theft, and he was able to do that. I mean, he really knew how to hack. I don't really know the sign for hack, but it's really to hack into a computer. I would do that because it's a big concept. You hack into the computer and you're stealing something. But anyway, and he is. I was going to say something about his sentence, but it says that he is required to be in prison for 81 months, and then he can be released, waived, released, forgiven, or to forgive, and then he has to be under the supervision, with probation officer. Let's see. He could still do that. I was going to say what they said. They said for people to avoid child support, they were saying the judge. Now this is court, so the judge, you swear to the judge, and he's got that little hammer. So that's a judge. Court, judge. So the judge said that was despicable. You know, that man went to, you know, that really in-depth thing to do to fake his own death to avoid paying child support for his own children. Awful. But, so, I mean, I think that's one thing that many people are concentrating on. But for me, they also had a little mention that they said about, you know, identity theft. But that's what people do. It's not necessarily, I mean, they can go into your bank account and just steal everything you have, which may be just a little bit to pay your own bills, but it's also, they want to do something with your identity. They want to get your social security number. They want your driver's license number. They want your password so they can get in and see what they can get without you noticing. Sometimes you'll have these little bitty charges on your bank account and you're going, what is that for? And so you'll call and you're going, no, I didn't want that, or I didn't buy that. So you have to be careful because they're thieves. They're smart thieves, but they're still thieves, right? It's not someone that's stealing your purse or, you know, breaking into your house, but they are still stealing. They're breaking into your information, if you will, because they're not breaking into your own computer, but all your information of where that is for your bank, social security number, and driver's license. So anyway, so be careful, you know, protect yourself, guard yourself. And to change your password. When I was reading that story, I thought, oh, I need to change my password, and that is, you know, the concept password. Some people have done password like it's a secret. This is what that is, a secret. I've seen both. Password seems to be what I see more frequently now. When it first started with password, we were using password, secret. And there may be some people using that. It's a secret, it's a password. They still may be using that. So if you see that and they're talking about a computer or trying to get into some computer related app or website or whatever, then that means their password. So anyway, you can watch this again and again, and share it with your friends and talk with your friends and discuss about this, about protecting their own identity. So be careful out there and have fun and practice, and I'll see you later. Bye.